Hi guys, it's Brittany. So, today is going to be a movie review, and yesterday was my mom's birthday, so me, my sister, my mom, and my nephew, we saw Twisters yesterday, and I gotta say that I actually really like it. I enjoyed it. Well, we all did. We all liked it and enjoyed it. And now, considering it's a standalone sequel where it has no personal connection to the first, but since it has its own story and characters and just the way it turned out, I thought it turned out really good. And so yeah, I just really like this. So this is gonna be a spoiler-free um, review. So if I do review it again, I will give out spoilers, but maybe in a future video, maybe next year or so. But this is spoiler-free, so don't worry. So all I gotta say is that there's one thing that we see in the beginning that's from the first. And for those who've seen it, you know what I'm talking about because we see that in the beginning, but then after that, we don't see that because, you know, that they just use other things for, I think to examine, to really analyze the tornado. So they use other things. There's one team that uses this thing. Is more technical. I don't know what it's called. I actually forgot. And then with the other team and with this new character, she uses her own thing of to put up inside the tornado, and I think it does something to it. So I'm not gonna say what it does, but it was quite interesting, I gotta say. And yeah, so good story, and the cast is great. That they did a good job, and the music. Oh gosh, I'm trying to think who composed the music. I can't think of that right now, but good job as well. Cause this is what I thought too. Cause I thought maybe the music's gonna be somewhat little similar to the first. I think maybe it was a little bit, but not as much. I don't know, but um, yeah. But then again, yeah, I also really like the music, and the visual effects were really good, especially with the tornadoes. It looked real, and even the sound effects of the wind and with the tornadoes, so with the sound effects to this movie were intense, but it was really good, and I enjoyed that. So everything was good: the story, the cast, the visual effects of the tornadoes, the sound effects, and just everything was good. So I enjoyed it. So this is something I would definitely would want to watch again. And I gotta say, cause I think if they were gonna make a sequel with a more personal connection and story to the first, I think of course they probably would have done it in a more different way. And of course that's something I think I would still like to see if they ever decide to do that. But since they um, went in a different direction of a standalone sequel where is there's no personal connection to the story of the first, so this is a whole different story and different characters. So that I really liked, because they're both different, both stories, like, well, okay, different stories, different characters, and there's just something different going on of like, meeting these characters and seeing like the ones who are like, the likable characters, and the ones who are like rivals and aren't likable. So yeah, I just really, I really like that. Yeah, I gotta say that the twisters, well, okay, so the tornadoes in this movie were really good with the visual effects and sound effects. Oh, but it was so intense. I gotta say that's how good it was. Even with the first, it's also just as intense and really good. So in this one, oh wow, and I can feel it too, because while I'm in the theater and during those tornado scenes where it's really intense and felt scary too. Uh, I gotta say, I really felt like almost like the theater inside the theater was just like shaking. Like it's hard to explain it. I wouldn't really say vibrating. I think kind of like in a way, but it's just more like shaking, but it's like very, very hard shaking in a way. So yeah, that I felt that from the sound of it in the theater, which made it more intense. And even during those parts of those intense tornado scenes, there were times where because I was holding my arm like this, and then I would do that because I'm like, because I would just get so tense. I'm like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, because I'm thinking, okay, what's gonna happen? And because even at some point I'm thinking, I hope the characters don't get killed off. Like, okay, please just, stay safe. Don't get swept away, because that's like the worst thing to happen. That's the most scariest thing to happen. Not just in the movie, but of course in real life too. That's just so horrible, because now in the beginning, um, something does happen to the main character though, like her team. So something happens to them where, I won't give it away, but if you can guess, you probably know what happened, and it was horrible. So of course, what happened to her team completely traumatized her, and so she doesn't chase tornadoes after that. But it's not until 5 years later where she's now in New York. She's, I think, now doing something else, but it still has to do with tornadoes, but she's just not out there in the field. But at some point, someone who also survived from what happened, that he was asking her, look, I need you to come with me because there's this thing that we're doing, and I need you, I need your help on this. So when she does get involved and help them, but then at some point she realizes what they're actually doing, and so she does not like that, and then she ends up teaming up with Glenn Powell's character, Tyler. So she ends up with him, well, teaming up with him, because he called himself the Tornado Wrangler. So yeah, but his character's just kind of like very wild, just like a little crazy, because he drives literally into the twister, but the thing is he doesn't get swept away, because underneath his truck are these things that you know what I mean. So it's kind of like a screwdriver in a way, where it digs a hole into the ground, and it like latches on to the ground. So it's like he is the truck is pretty much intact to the ground. So he's able to do that and to stay inside the tornado. So that is wild, like, wow, But yeah, he was a good character. Despite he has this wild side and everything, he's a likable character. And so, yeah, everyone just did a great job. So I really enjoy this. And I gotta say, I never seen the first one in theaters, but if they ever release it in theaters for its anniversary, even to release it for its 30th anniversary, I would love that. I would love to go see it in theaters to celebrate its 30th anniversary. So I would love that. So yes, I had fun watching this. Now, I have heard different reviews on it. So I don't know if now there's some I've heard who like it, and I've heard there's some that don't, but it's different for everyone. And I gotta say that for those who love Twister, and if you haven't seen it, it's not a sequel. It is a sequel, but it's just not from the first, because there's no personal story that continues. So it's not like a continuation story from the first. It's just a completely new, different story. So it's a standalone sequel with a new story and characters and everything. So that's different from the first. So yeah, and for those who do like Twisters, let me know. And even if you don't, that's okay. Everyone's different. It just depends. But I will say this, even though I really enjoy Twisters, I love Twister. Like the first one is my favorite, but I still enjoyed the sequel. So yeah, so to rate it, I would actually give it an A. I would give it, okay, let me think. I would give it 8.9 out of 10. And let's see, I would give it 85%. And I would also say that because it's a standalone sequel and it's a whole new story and characters, and it's completely different from the first, and since it still turned out really well on its own, on its own movie, of the story and everything, I gotta say I would give it 4 stars. So yeah, I enjoyed it, and I would really like to go see it again. I would. But I love Twister more. But I still like Twisters. So yeah. But yeah, it was just intense. It was thrilling and scary, but also entertaining, and it has some good funny moments, and also like sentimental moments as well. So it has pretty much had this here and there, which I think did very well. So yeah, I enjoyed that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this spoiler-free review. So, and if you have seen Twisters, let me know what you think of it, and give this video a like. And if you want to go see Twisters, I do recommend it, but watch it at your own will, or at your own risk, and see whether if this is a movie that you may like, or even if not, that's okay. But it doesn't hurt to watch a movie, even to watch it once. So hope you guys enjoyed this. So for more movie content, reactions, streams, and the paranormal, subscribe and click on the bell so you'll be notified when I upload. That's all for today, and I'll see you at the movies.